Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Raph Esparza. What is up, Andrew Loya? Seeing you already starting off the broadcast very strong. It is a pleasure to be here. We're about to go on Instagram in a second, but we got our boy Vince CACHERO about to go on the UFC. I'm so stoked about that. I hope you guys are too. So let us get straight to the matters at hand. Jesus, it is great seeing him in that cage. Friend of the show. What's up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Raph Esparza. We got Vince CACHERO coming up on the UFC right now, and we are going to be doing our fight companion. This is the Grappling Hour. You're watching it over on Verbal Tap if you're on Instagram, but let's do this. Vince looking real strong here already to begin with. Round 1, 4:50-ish on my clock. Hopefully that is in the realm of what you guys are facing as well. Vince, of course, took a last-minute call-up at a higher weight class than he fights at, and yet still put on a pretty good show. So today is going to be the first time we see him in the UFC fighting at a weight class that honestly he should be fighting at. Of course, Vince has been crushing it with a number of different competitions all the way through LFA, RFA, when it used to be known as that, in the clinch his opponent. Lawrence getting in some good shots, couple uppercuts right there from Vince in that clinch work. Vince now holding court, coming in with a couple kicks here. Lawrence being very, very quick on the abrasive. Very nice movement on his part. Vince peppering in a couple shots there. Cadets on a couple. It is a pleasure to see you guys. I see G-Baby saying, hola, amigo. Well, hola to you too, my friend. Lawrence has some good reach here, man. He is finding a couple of these spots very nicely throughout the evening. So yes, we are watching UFC Vegas 20. We hope that you are in it for the long haul. Excuse the mess right here, a little housekeeping. We got to put the little banner down here, and we are all set to go. Takedown by Lawrence, gets a single leg. He starts working over into the half guard. Vince putting up a pretty good knee shield here to begin with. Trying to scoop in for an underhook, does not get it. But he does manage to get back into a full guard here. Nicely done, and we're going to see what Lawrence does within this position. Hopefully you guys are hearing me okay. I just want to make sure that we're doing it. We didn't do any tests. We are just straight into the mess here today. But of course, we were not going to miss Vince's debut at a weight class. Holy shit, that motherfucker was trying for an omoplata. Now Vince has an underhook on the leg. He's going to need to do a solid a sweep here. However, he is flattening out. Lawrence stops him mid-flatten, is going for the neck here. Vince is going to need to be very careful about how this front headlock is attempted here. They're back up on the feet. Lawrence is starting to bat him around a little bit, and Vince has his composure back. 2:30 left to go in this very first round. He does get a knockdown on Vince, who comes back very quickly into the fight. This is going to be very nerve-wracking for those of us who are family to one Vince CACHERO. Of course, Vince fighting out of Hawaii, famously for years before he was a fighter. He was a soccer player, but then made his way on out, trained over with Systems Training Center, where a bulk of the people that we know have fought. But in addition to that, nice elbow there in by Lawrence. And I see right here, it says, beautiful display of jiu-jitsu by CACHERO. And it says, I'm a good 20 seconds ahead. Well, Andrew, if you want to pause and you catch up with us, perfectly fine. Just to let you know, that is where we are heading here. But yes, G-Baby, I agree with you. That was some good jiu-jitsu awareness. Just to let you know, ooh, good takedown here by Lawrence. Again, Vince right back up, shooting up. Lawrence has been excellent at getting in some of these takedowns thus far in, though. I have to commend him for that. Beautifully done all the way through. Vince reverses the position. Now has Lawrence up against the cage. Trying to get that second underhook in. What's up, Abode? Good to see you. MMA Fighting is saying that Vince is reacting very quickly to all of the takedown effects thus far in. And I would have to agree to that. Man, this is always very interesting when you do have your friends fighting. I can tell you this much about Vince. Vince and I, we've done jiu-jitsu. Ooh, nice right hand there by Vince. We have done jiu-jitsu rounds before. And Lawrence coming in with a nice takedown once again. Ooh, Vince, man. Every time I see Vince get over on his right-hand side, that motherfucker seems to be transitioning into what looked like first an omoplata, but now he's trying to cinch in maybe the beginnings of a triangle here. And it says he landed. Yeah, I see that. Go Grappling. Good to see you, Mike. Hope you're doing well. And man, Lawrence comes right back in, brings some elbows. Vince trying to offset a few of them. Lawrence may take this position over to mount, but Vince is going to be very difficult to fully just give this up. And in a weird turnabout, almost goes straight to mount just in the transition work. But instead, he's going to have a second here to work. Vince is not staying in one position for too long, which is probably the best element of the game thus far in. Vince has to really give up on, I think, this half guard attempt and probably work to get up a little bit better because he is giving up part of his arm at this part. And he says he's throwing hellfires from that guard. He truly is, man. Needs to be just a little cautious. Right here, there's always arm bar and triangle situation that could be there. And I see text BJJ, what's up? What's up, Yavuz? What is up, everybody? Anyway, Vince Cachero, friend of the show, fighting on the UFC right now. I have to give that first round to Lawrence, but hey, let's see what they're able to tell him in the in-between rounds. Vince Cachero, of course, family on this show, just a hell of a guy. What I was trying to say before was Vince and I would train jiu-jitsu before, and I always felt like we had good rounds. I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't think I'm in at all that league. But that's when I knew Vince as like a cameraman who would do really good videos and edit things. And I told him, you're giving us a bad name here on the show. When you do media and fighting, people expect that from us. And that's just not going to happen here. So Vince has always been pretty good natured about that. So we appreciate that with him. But William, good to see you as well. Appreciate y'all. And it says, waiting for that Hawaiian power to come through. Hey, man. The thing that we learned about Vince in this first foray into the UFC was that he was really tough, dude. Fighting at a very, very high disadvantage on the height and coming in a weight class above. He grinded out that way all the way to the decision. Did not get it, but man, I just had such a high respect for his ability to stay in that fight. What's up, Morgan? Good to see you guys. It is a fantastic Saturday afternoon. We return to the second round. Vince Cachero landed a couple there. Nothing too crazy. He does miss a kick by Lawrence. He's starting to pepper in his jab a little bit better, and it says that's Samoan blood. I mean, dude. Ooh, nice kick there by Lawrence. And these guys are starting to really mix it up. Watch for Vince to return back on the jab here. And it says Drain Daddy LLC. I see you on all places here, fam. Thank you so much for joining in. Nice kick there by Vince. Misses on the second kick, but appreciating what I'm seeing thus far in. Eats a kick. Returns. What is up, Joe Tape? The Night Pigeon. See y'all. I see a few of the folks putting up 10-9s for Lawrence. I would agree. He's getting another takedown here. I would love to see what Vince is able to do to get off of that cage work. Grabs in underneath for a hook, maybe to try and reverse the position here. Yes, almost does it. Does not quite get all the way through. And Lawrence continues on putting pressure on Vince all the way through. This is a tough ass fucking fight. Lawrence trying to classically pass the guard here. Vince flattening out each time. And instead finds his way back up. Dude, what a monster. Ducks him down. So real opportunity for Vince as he goes back to that very classic lifting of the leg as if to almost start closing up a half guard at any given point here. Well done. I have to say, Vince is a monster, man. Every time you think that you had him, from my limited training with the man, he would just surprise you with something else. It was always just phenomenal to get to train with him, and just a very nice human being. I won't always say that about people in jiu-jitsu or MMA. Vince is legitimately one of the nicer people. So we're coming up at about the halfway point here. Joe Tape, this is a solo venture, but what do you got to say? Talk to me in the comment section. Let me know what you would like to say on the broadcast, because I'm actually also broadcasting on another set of places. All right, official halfway point here. I'd love to see Vince be able to get a underhook here from that half guard. He seems to be trying to pummel continuously, but Lawrence is doing an excellent job on the body positioning. He's making sure to keep Vince tied up in that position. Drain Daddy says, where do I live? I live out in the Best Coast, aka Los Angeles. That is where I currently and probably will always call home. I used to live in Illinois and Kentucky for a little bit, but now this is the place where I reside. Lawrence Relentless gets another single leg. That's like almost just a sweep. Ugh, Vince tries for a guillotine. He's coming in close. He can reshoot this one in just a second. Let's see if he's able to recalibrate it here. Switching it on over. The grips are now on the opposite side here. Lawrence is flattening out. This could be a very huge position for Vince. Let us see if he is able to finish it out. And it says Renzo Gracie loves it. Man, this would be huge. Vince is down on the cards, I would say, thus far in. Lawrence fights out of it, back up to his feet, and gets a nice trip down on Vince, pushing him back on over to the cage edge, and now is starting to put in work there. So, man, that was interesting. Woo! Good dump there by Lawrence again. Have to say, this has been a very solid fight for Lawrence. Vince is going to go ahead and make sure that he tries to get another barrier, a little bit of separation between the two. And it says that overhand right was looking good on the feet. Solid weapon there if he can get some separation. I would agree with that. I think that Lawrence's wrestling reads have been very solid all the way through. Now, Lawrence trying to get a spiral right here. Might be able to start working. He has one hook in, and it says they're both kind of playing it safe. I don't know about that, man. I would tell you this. I feel like both of these guys have given you continuous movement from very tough positions. Lawrence has a head and arm triangle that he is trying to finish here. Vince has awareness to it coming and somehow manages to push his way on out of it. Great grappling, though. That part you are correct on. The earlier part, you need some work. Joe Tape, I already told you what is up. I appreciate it. I am in broadcast on 2 different sections. This is just one of the broadcasts. It's also broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch. Those are the 4 to 5 places that we actually broadcast all live. So appreciate it. Anyway, that's what we're going on at this moment. How are you guys feeling about the fight? I'd love to see Vince come back. He's the boy. He's the great. Love that guy. But 2-0 for Lawrence, probably to start. Let's see how this last round goes. Very much appreciating you guys for tuning in, though. We are having a fantastic start to our day, and we are also drinking this afternoon Little Beast Brewing. Check this out. Made in West. Oregon crafted. Very much loving that. It says they both have futures in the UFC for sure. I mean, they're in the UFC, so obviously. And it says, I always turn off my stream audio. Portuguese stream sucks. I hear that, my friend. Love your comments, Raph. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I mean, we try to have a better broadcast than the ones that you'll hear on both the television and I guess the Portuguese. I don't really have any beef with the Portuguese. But tonight it's glorious not to be listening to Daniel Cormier. But instead, you get a Bisping, so, you know. Give and take. Shit, that was a good trip. And Vince needs to protect himself here. Lawrence with a suplex, but Vince almost managing to come up out of it. Lawrence is coming in aggressive in this round. Vince is pushing away for separation. It says, shit, he got clipped. He did, but he found his way back into, he needs to close up this guard if I am yelling out anything. I know Vince loves trying to get that omoplata from this position to go on the offensive, but we need a moment to go ahead and start ducking out some of what Lawrence is putting here. His output has been phenomenal thus far in. Vince almost looking like he's trying to telegraph an armbar. Lawrence reading it, starting to throw in some punches. We are seeing Vince get a little tired at this position. It says Brazil's stream is shitty at its best. Good to know. I have no beef with the Brazilians, though. Unlike Gordon. We'll get to that later. Lawrence keeping very solid pressure now. Bode, I think you were talking about playing it safe. I think what Lawrence is doing is neutralizing part of Vince's game. So I think he's using a good amount of wrestling pressure to make sure that Vince doesn't find his way back into it. Because if you've done any tape study on Vince, you know he's not afraid to get into bloody wars. And out here on the local California circuit, he had some barn burners with a number of folks with different fight calibers. So one of the great things that you see with him is the dude's durable, and I think he kind of knows that, as he looks like he's winding up either for a suplex, but now opts to almost switch mid-back mount into taking the back. Vince is now going to have to start postulating out of it, winces for a split second, and uses as an opportunity to go ahead and clip on over, maybe for a head and arm triangle, gives that up. Instead, Vince doing excellent guard retention here. And it says doing what he has to do to get the W. I'd be avoiding that right hand too. I think so as well, my friends. But now he's starting to rack up a few more strikes on Vince. Vince has to cover up a little bit more. Referee right on top of it. Vince is taking some heavy blows here. It does look like they may call it because Vince is trying to get back up. He's looking like he is protecting himself, but I think that might be enough. Nope. Waiting for just a second here. And it says, good to see you, Raf. Yeah, Joffrey, it is good to see you too. I wish it was under better circumstances. Vince has taken a lot of punishment, but he's still in it. And yes, he is trying to fight his way back in, get in that single leg. He is just not protecting his hand at any point now, and they are going to call it an unfortunate end, but congratulations to Lawrence for getting that finish. Oof. Tough one to see. But we send out major love to our friend Vince Cachero. And Ben Folks chimes in on Twitter saying, well, can't say the ref didn't give him a chance there. That is absolutely true. Man. Well, friends, it is an unfortunate thing here on the show. We have a rule, which is we do toast those who get finishes within regulation, which means we do actually cheers Lawrence. I think that is the worst part of this gig, when it's the person we don't know. But credit to him, man. Heart, though. Yeah, I think one of the hardest things for me to see was Vince trying to go back in for that single leg and when he was flattening out. And he had that so many other times where he could flatten out and come right back into it. Just monster, dude. I have to double check a verification fact on this because just to give you a little bit of context as to what we're saying on this note here. Record. So with Vince in it, Vince is 7-3 right now. They have his one. They don't really put too much on the UFC page over here. But just to give you an idea on the actual record for our good pal Vince Cachero, I'm trying to remember if he's been knocked out. I think he's only had one knockout loss before. Yes, Kenny was the guy who knocked him out, and that was back in 2019. So don't really see my friend get knocked out too much or stopped, but huge win for Lawrence here tonight. Sucks to see your guy like this, my friends, but that's the fight game, and that is where we're at. All right, some handshakes all around. To close it up, they'll probably get Ronnie Lawrence over on the interview side. As a good reminder to you guys, if you like what you see here, give us a like and a share on the Facebook. We will give you a toast on air. Otherwise, if you give us some hearts over on the stream for Instagram, that helps us too. And if you give us a subscription, like you subscribe to us over on YouTube, we will give you some love there as well. So we'll give you a toast, just like we do those fighters who get finishes within regulation here. They are taking far too long with this selfie. We have talked about this. I think it's kind of interesting to be in there for so long where you're like, dude, you're holding up the broadcast because you need a goddamn selfie. What they should do is construct kind of what is a step and repeat. Oh man, that leg attack right there was super money. That dude hit that really well. What is up, Jolanda Scotto? I mean, definite props on over to one Lawrence on this. What is up, Fred D G? But yeah, this was oof. Let's see what Lawrence has to say here to Felder. Felder is saying that he is complimenting him, calling it a master's class. And Ronnie says he's not happy. Ronnie's saying he's not fully impressed with his own performance. He says he's super happy about everything else. What's up, Kevin D? Felder's still trying to remind him, hey, dude, you still want to fight, so maybe, take it a good stride and not be a dummy about how well you were in this fight. Lawrence just says he was doing what works. And he says if he sees it and he sees it's working, he's just going to keep doing it. Oof. Well, let's go ahead and continue on right now. This cheers goes on out to Ronnie Lawrence. Hey, Ronnie, I don't know if you saw the previous few minutes of this show, but our boy is Vince Cachero. So I can't say I was rooting for you, but I was impressed. Great fight work out there. Give yourself some credit. Vince is tough as nails, so I very much appreciate what you put on out there. Cheers to you. I hate that you beat up my friend, but I guess congratulations. Ronnie's still going. Bro, I just cheers you. You got to get off the stage, man. Anyway. All right. That's what I got for you guys. Talk to me in the comment section. Let's start to wind things down. Now that we were on such a high mark. But I'm going to remind you guys, give us a like and a share. We will give you a toast on air, just like we did for him. Ronnie Lawrence. I have to say that is the highest degree of difficulty on this show, is honestly cheersing people after you're like, you beat up my friend, I have nothing more to say, congratulations to you. I guess. I mean, someone should be happy with what you did. I guess I am. I wish it wasn't my friend. But, womp womp. Anyway, friends, that is the newness, that is the information, that is the fun that we have for tonight. I'll take your questions. I'm going to do some catch up on here, and it says, haven't seen Alexis David in a while. Absolutely. Who you got, Raph? Jairzinho or Gain? I don't know yet. Come back to me in about 20 minutes. Because originally I was going to say I had Gain on this one, but I don't know. I've been going back and forth. I think Gain. Yes, Alexis Davis. It's been a while. What is up, Orlando? Good to see y'all joining us. We have a great night of fights lined up for you. We're mostly going to be doing, of course, our usual nonsense. Making fun of things, doing toasts, all the usuals. But as always, take your questions. So I want to make sure that as you guys are going through this evening, you got questions, throw them at me. It seems the internet and the community has had a bit to say recently, so would love to know what those things are. Feel free to chime them in and chat with me. It is all a part of what we do here on the show. So them's the notes I've got for you guys. Let me go ahead and check a couple of these things. I want to make sure the AirPods are actually turned off. Sometimes the AirPods go to the wrong spot, so I'm hoping that on the Instagram you guys hear us a little bit clearer, and hopefully this makes it so that the headphones are attached purely to the Instagram feed, because I want to give you guys the best sound possible. All right, let's see who's given us some likes and shares. I have seen some likes. Ooh, look at this. We are starting off nicely strong. What's up, Duncan's Beard? I think we see about already 3 or 4 shares over on the Facebook. I will get to you. Woo! It says all of Lawrence's friends should have a podcast to sing his praises. Good luck, because it won't be as good as Grappling Hour. Verbal tap, spoiler alert. Yeah, that's tough. Hey, I mean, he won the fight. He doesn't need a podcast that sings his praises. It's not my job. I know Vince. Vince is my friend. I don't know Lawrence. I don't know what to tell you. Other than he did a very good job tonight. Dude, you know what this really, though? You know what this means? This means that Vince is going to go out of his way to kick my ass the next time I roll with him. When we were chatting back and forth recently, I sent a note over to Vince, and I was like, yo, we doing this? We rolling next time? And he was like, yeah, for sure. And he was like, dude, we got to do no time limit and just go. And he goes, nah, dude, I ain't going no time limit. We're doing like IBJJF rules. And I was like, oh, I see. Okay. And I used a Kobe Bryant gif to throw at him. And he goes, damn it, you're using Kobe against me. You know that's my one weakness. And I said, yeah, I'm using that against you. And I was like, dude, why are you scared of me? I'm just a host. I'm not a really good jiu-jitsu practitioner. And he sends me the meme of the person riding the scooter, Elijah Wood riding the scooter, being like, yeah, this is the person who's non-threatening in jiu-jitsu. And I was like, first of all, that's not even true. But if you think it is, then I'm doing something right. Either way. What's up, Christian Mora? Yo, Raph. I know it doesn't have anything to do with tonight's card, but will you comment on Ryan Galvo's altercation? Yes. But you got to stay tuned for that one. Because I'm going to do the fight on this coming up. That's right now. But definitely. Drain Daddy LLC says 11-year age difference here. Between me and you? Or between me and Vince? Vince is young as fuck, dude. Compared to me, I'm old and ancient. Actually, is Vince? No, I think Vince is only like 6 years younger than me. Let me just double check this here. Let me see. They always tell you how fat they are. No, the fighters, bro. Okay, I see you now. Okay. I was like, damn, dude. I was like, I don't know how old I am to you, bro. Does that make a difference? I mean, I'm sure it does, but for the purpose of talking, I don't know how different it's going to be if I'm even older than I am. Either way, here we go. Beginning of round the first. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit me up in the comment section all night long. I'm going to go ahead and take care of one of these toasts probably as we start. Sorry, it's hard to see these things sometimes. Got to move around. As we start this fight companion for this third fight on the card, Davis in the black trunks, Mazo in the yellow trunks. That is how we start tonight. It's already going to be a fantastic evening. You get the sense of it, even though we lost a few fights on this card. One in particular due to fat. One, of course, to COVID. It's the shit that really makes you angry. But is what it is, my friends. All right, on the shares, I see there's one for Adam Woods. Adam Woods, you started off, so I'll get you one right now. This cheers goes on out to friend of the show, Adam Woods. Adam Woods, here's what I'm going to say about you, bro. I like that sometimes you instigate shit like this, saying Lawrence's friends should have a podcast to sing his praises, as if that's my job. But you know what? You're quite a good instigator. I would call you the Jim Cornette of this, but I don't think you have a tennis racket. So either way, cheers to you, my friend. Much love. Thank you so much for sharing the podcast or the broadcast, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. All right, I had a takedown right here. Working from inside of her guard. You see Davis trying to move, advance position a little bit more. Mazo starting to try to ball her up a little bit more. Putting her right back into that contention. Davis is almost starting to pass here. What is up, Chase? Good to see you, my friend. Starting to isolate bit by bit. Good pressure here on top by Davis, who's avoiding that weird from underneath triangle trap that some of the jiu-jitsu people who have either very dexterous legs or very good flexibility can sometimes hit on you, which is fucking annoying. What is up, Jolito? How you doing, fam? You enjoying your day? Right now on top, Davis put an all depress on Mazo, who is trying to push her back almost into a half guard, not quite getting it at the moment. Davis not giving her an inch. Mazo with some good flexibility here, trying to bring her leg all the way over, is able to accomplish it. What's up, G? What's good, G? Yeah, she keeps trying that from underneath. The Galvo and Gordon fight is tonight, right? We've been asked about Galvo and Gordon, and I said I will give my notes about it in a little bit. I want to get through this fight first, because I guarantee you more people as they show up will ask about that. I do not believe this will be the one time we speak about it, but yes, I do have opinions. some of which will be covered tonight, some of which may or may not be covered on the next verbal tap. We'll have to wait and see. But yes, we will address it in the in-between on these two fights. Moving on. Davis looking good, trying to take the back here. She's got one hook in. One hook is floating, but the pressure is good. Now we get the second hook. Already starting to work on the back. She could start working a really bad neck crank here, but instead she looks like she's almost opting to go more where the body triangle is. Not going to even close that up just yet. I guess the questions I should ask for you guys before we have a second here, which is, what questions do you have about the Gordon and Galvo situation? Because I thought it was a pretty straightforward ordeal. I thought that most of you already kind of like, you saw it and you go, nope, no questions here. But knowing the impact it has made, I know there are some questions. So what questions would you like me to respond to when I do respond? Put them down here. Davis now looking pretty good. She's got a minute to work here. This is a weird face crank rear naked choke. And nope, she's not quite there. Glove fight here. Still 48 seconds is a lot of time to work. It says, who do you think the dumbass is in the matter? That's a good way to start. Eek. Davis almost pulling her right back into rear naked choke contention. She had one arm through, but instead for a split second, it looked like Davis was about to lose the position. Mazzo looked like she saw almost the light at the end of that tunnel there. Now is just eating some punches while trying to hand fight. And it seems like every time she addresses one problem, she has another one that she doesn't know the answer to. And there is a body triangle here, but she will probably survive this for the next 10 seconds. And that's what we got going on just to begin the show. I see the note here that says, I mean, both guys were pretty dumb on that. Kind of a good way of promoting a super fight, but I thought the whole thing looked weird, kind of staged. I don't know. Interesting you would say those words. I didn't. But maybe I did. Earlier. Maybe this is just a wacky thing that we're all going to have to deal with for a little bit. Galvo, not that type of dude, though, but I'm biased towards Brazilians, so my opinion doesn't count. Well, that's kind of rude. Your opinion counts. Might not mean anything, but it still counts, you know? Like, we generally care about you, I guess is what we're saying. So don't discount yourself, my friend. But, like, to me, maybe it doesn't matter, but who cares what I think, you know? I mean, obviously these people who show up here, I mean, I think they count. But other than them, and maybe our thousands of followers, who else cares? Except lots of people. But anyway, we love you. We're glad we're here. All right, round number 2. Interesting. They're already telling you live interviews all week for UFC 259, which is going to be a monster of a card. I'm very excited for that one. Hope you guys will be tuning in with us. We are going to have a good friend of the show, Sven, joining us. Just hope they fight soon. What is up, 5150 Rats? What does that even mean? 5150. It says, JJ needs that fight, as in jiu-jitsu. Sure. I was hoping to see Galvo and Gordon throw hands. You guys want this fight then, so that way I can talk about that, right? Give it time, kids. It's coming. I will address it all. I will. 10-9 for Mazzo. Close round. Straight punches. Are they really going to give that round to Mazzo? Wild. Here we go again. Grappling means nothing if you don't get a sub, I guess. Hilarious from our good friend Dan Tom. Dan Tom getting some love on these UFC broadcasts. Gotta love that, though. Yeah, and I hope that you guys aren't hearing my downstairs neighbor's music, because I sure am. Woo! David's getting pieced up a little bit, though. Good kick to the inside, but Mazzo continuously trying to find her footing. Nice work there by both of the ladies. You are seeing, though, bigger marks over on Davis's head thus far in. We got some good notes, I will tell you guys this, from people who saw our video. It says Mazzo's got some nice hands. I would have to agree with that. Garcia BJJ, welcome to the show. Appreciate you. Welcome to the fights after the fights, a.k.a. the fights after yesterday's fights, a.k.a. yesterday, the most viewed anything from Who's Number One. Guarantee you that. Most people, whenever they see it, is like, is that Who's Number One? I'm not watching that. I'll just see a highlight. What's up, Padilla? Love you, bro. I almost want Padilla to stick around for when we do address Gordon and Galvo, because I think he might get a kick out of what I'm going to say on that one. Good kicks there by Mazzo. Woo. I'm sorry, Davis was with the kicks. Mazzo's, though, with the hands, just unloading all the way through. But you do see every once in a while Davis getting a couple kicks, but she is almost doing it at like the risk of her face just getting a little more pieced up each time. Ugh. Tough to see. But yes, as we were saying, we got some nice notes from people who saw our video, the one with myself and Milton doing WWE BJJ from a couple years ago, and the build-up was almost exactly the same. So, Gordon Galvo, 100% taking from our playbook, if you're being asked. And you were. In the clinch right now, 141. And you were seeing in this round, Mazzo letting go with 25 strikes to the head. And 24 for Davis on the kicks. Abode says, WWE BJJ is so awesome. Thank you. We like to think we are trendsetters. Thanks for that, by the way. Appreciate that, of course. We do it as a public service for the community. It's a good way for the community to stop taking itself so seriously once a year. Though maybe more this year. Who knows? We'll see. Minute left in round the second. This is a competitive fight, but if you're looking at hands and strikes, Mazzo's probably ahead on this one. We'll see how it plays out. Also, in between rounds, we're going to catch up on a couple of these cheerses that we need to take care of. In fact, I'm going to go and give my share right now. Over on the verbal tap page, it says late takedown. Yeah, I mean, if you can get that takedown and do something with it, that's 20 seconds is not a ton of time. And it says, I'm up for it. I'll record it with my boys. I'll send you some of it. You better, dude. WWE BJJ Week is also open. It's an open submission. Anybody can get on it. But yes, we're about, it's almost a month away now at this point. I got to look at the dates. But join in for some UFC Vegas 20 coverage. All right, who's the last person to give us a share? According to my calculations, it's 1G Baby. What's up, Alma? Yo, this toast goes on out to friend of the show, G Baby. G Baby, in case you don't know, occasionally does stand-up comedy. I've never seen it, but I'm sure it exists. I'm sure it's probably okay. And you know what? All things considered, how many comedy shows have you gotten to lately? The answer, 0. So, watch it now, because it's probably the best comedy show you've seen all year. Cheers. Don't quote me on that. If that appears on any promotional video, I'm going to go and report that. Just letting you know now. I did not approve of that. My name is Raph Esparza. I do not approve of that being used for commercial purposes. There, it's legal. I see a few of y'all giving us some love. Thank you guys. Again, hit me with your comments, questions, concerns, hints, allegations, all that good jazz. We're now in the third and final round between Davis and Mazzo. Could be a close fight, depending on who you have scoring these rounds. Mazzo could be ahead 2-0, or it could be a 1-1 affair. Woo! Nice takedown there. And Davis probably knows that it is a close fight. But she is leaving her leg out a little bit. There is potentially a heel hook possibility here. And instead, Davis not super concerned with this guard here. She might use it to trip, but instead has the cage to bounce her back into the action. She does slip out of it, kicks Mazzo a couple times. Almost sidesteps the pass here. And comes over and just starts kind of unloading a little bit. But Mazzo doing a decent job of protecting herself in a very not great situation. Mazzo closes up the guard. And here we may be for a few minutes. Because we saw the last time, Davis was able to ground and pound her way outside of that guard. Using the cage to her advantage. Mazzo looks like she has an arm posted so that maybe she could stand up using the cage. Not quite getting it. And instead, Davis hunkering her down, sinking one leg on the inside, kind of pulling her down a little bit. Now Davis has the back once again. There's 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this fight. That is a long time to be put in a rear naked choke position. And especially that we saw in that first round, Davis was very good at getting a body triangle to go ahead and make life very difficult for one Mazzo. Fascinating. She's also, with one of the hooks, using it to kick the thigh of her opponent, which you don't see a ton of. You just, not really, you just don't see it a whole bunch. But, hey, you know what? Maybe if I could, I would. I don't even know. I don't even know that if I had that as an option, I would. I just know, as is, people hate giving up their back in any form of jiu-jitsu. So it can be a little bit of a bitch. Either way. Good Lord. Hearing my neighbor play music, though, has been so hilarious. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world to do. But we've been very fortunate that you guys have not been able to hear it. However, Mazzo coming in. What's up, Ballastar Galactic guy? Good to see you. Just as a reminder, if you guys give us a like and a share, we'll give you a toast on air. And yes, Davis might get an opportunity to hit some strikes here from a weird turtle position. The cage might be her friend if she can utilize it and bully her just a little bit in this position. But instead, she's just going to get sunk down bit by bit. And I see an arrow here. It says, "Sup, brother." Look at this. We're back in a bad position here for Mazzo. What's up, Torrent79? Battlestar Galactic guy saying, "What's up?" Oh, look at that. Kevin Crane. How are you doing, sir? I'm sure Kevin Crane has opinions. Dude, there's only 5 watchers. You're only watching on one of it. Would you like to bring some of your 3 watchers that you have on your account? No, we're not just broadcasting here. We broadcast on different channels, my friend. When you get to tell the truth? What's the truth you want us to tell, Kevin Crane? What's up, Derek? Good to see you. Last 53 seconds here on the broadcast for Davis and Mazzo. It's not going super well for Mazzo. She's still stuck with this back control. It says, "You saw me beat Kyle 27 seconds. I actually didn't. Didn't watch that one. But I'm glad you did. It looks or sounds dope. Or maybe there's a highlight somewhere. I don't know. If I did, dope. Then I'll stunner you. This is so great. The era of WWE BJJ that we have inspired. It's always good to see people who have a remedial understanding of it trying to cut promos. But I appreciate, Kevin, you for taking it into the real setting of jiu-jitsu and trying to do something with it. You interview me after. Sick. Keep lying. I don't... What am I doing? You inspired it. Of course I inspired it. The difference is I cut a good promo. No promo here. I know, which is why, what the fuck do you need me for? Deepwater Invitational. Oh, that one. Yeah, dude, that was great. You were really good at that tournament. You had to use the bathroom a whole bunch. I remember that. Always strangely at the worst times possible. 27-second Imanari roll. That was badass, dude. You were really good at that one. I was wondering if... I thought you guys had a rematch since then, but I don't even remember at this point. What's up, Ajax? Oh, now you remember. Yeah, because I commentated that one. I thought you were trying to reference something that happened within the past year, and I don't know those things. Suck a dick. Never. You have to understand, when I read these things out loud, you sound kind of crazy, right? Hey, man, I'll compliment you. I'll say that was a great Imanari roll. You are a fantastic grappler. I think that you've got legit talent. I just don't know what you're doing. And honestly, I don't think I do much for you. Don't be scared, homie. I have no beef with you. You're the one that wants to do something, and I'm not even the guy that you want to do it to. So, what do you want? Podcast. Why? You should go podcast with somebody else so you can tell the truth. I think you can do just fine on your own. You were telling me I don't have enough viewers. So why do you need me? It's just very curious. To tell the truth about Gordon. Whew. I don't even think you're on Gordon's radar right now. That whole Gordon situation got fucking weird. We did promise we will talk about that, though, because that will be highly entertaining. And that is going to be a win for Davis right now. Impressive. Good grappling control all the way through. Think she's going to go ahead and get an interview here in a second. Alexis Davis won via Snooze Fest. Control. We call that control. That's just the nicer way of saying it. I mean, I'll admit this. I don't think that was the world's greatest entertaining fight. But, she picked up the win. She was good at it. All right. What do I got for you guys? But yes, Davis is now snapping a 3-fight skid and picking up her first win. Davis does cut a nice promo afterwards in saying, "Oh, I just need to be woken up a little bit." And right now, Felder is putting it over by saying you had some amazing calf kicks, and you were hitting those. It says baking the beans. I don't even know what that means, but okay. Davis giving a pretty honest assessment there, saying I need to follow up and work on that a little bit more. And she says it feels good to get a win back in the win column. She is 20-10. That's 30 fights. That's damn. I didn't even realize how many fights she has had, though. And she says she is willing to take whoever they've got for her. So good for her. All right. Oh. It's always hilarious to have friends of the show stopping in. Alexander Hernandez coming up next. So very exciting work to see there. We will talk about that. Jiu-Jitsu Panda, you are here. Welcome. But yes, a few seconds ago, we had friends of the show, one Kevin Crane stopping in to be crazy for a few minutes. It's good to see him back. I hope he's doing okay. Sometimes he does not seem well. Either way, I'm here for you guys. So, I guess you want to talk about Gordon, right? And Galvo. Right? Let's go through some of the questions that were already posed a little bit earlier. I got to scroll back up here for a split second. So, The first question we got about Gordon and Galvão was, who do you think is the dumbass in the matter? Is both an option here? It seems a little weird that both of them have a weird claim for some sort of validity. For example, Gordon has the ability to say that Galvão seems to be ducking him, while Galvão does have a point in saying that Gordon's being a bit of a child about this whole situation. What happens next is a roller coaster of, yeah, that's a good point, and that's stupid. For example, what is a good point? Well, Galvão trying to price himself out of a fight. That's a fair point to make. But he could just retire and say, you know what, I just don't even want to do it. But in jiu-jitsu, we got nothing else going on. So we kind of are invested to see if this thing that we do in ADCC, where we take 2 years off when people hit the peak of their career, and then just say, hey, are you still going to do that thing you promised 2 years ago? No? Oh, well, would you? Because it would really be nice to us if you, where I guess we're not going to have a super fight here. Then go back and then start thinking about what Gordon is saying about Galvão in terms of coming up and just interrupting him. So it starts with this. It starts with apparently at who is number one yesterday, where Gordon goes over to shake Andre Galvão's hand, and then Galvão flips him the bird. Now, I know a lot of people think of it as, oh my God, that's really rude of Andre Galvão to do. But in actuality, what if Andre Galvão was just reacting to COVID protocols and was saying, look, I don't want to shake your hand. Fuck you for not wearing a mask. Could be a possibility, right? That's a legitimate concern. That could be a thing. Two, not only do we get the two of them arguing about it, but then, a little bit later, Galvão and Gordon kind of clash. And when they clash, they kind of like have Galvão push him a little bit, and then Gordon starts to respond by being really in his face, and the two of them talk a little bit more, and Galvão says something about probably respect or some nonsense like that, and then slap. And when the slap happens, you think to yourself, how is this not a full-fledged fight? Right? Like at this point, it should be a fight. Should have been a fight the whole time over. 2, 3, 4 more times. But instead, they're kind of pushed away. Like, people kind of get in their face a number of times here and there. And I think the problem with people getting in their face and separating the action, like these two people who are combat sports elite people, should not be allowed to fight. Not here, not now. It's just not the right time and space. And to me, I take a very, maybe I'm saying the wrong actor here, but I do believe it is Ken Watanabe, who, in response to seeing Godzilla fighting another giant monster, says, no, let them fight. Why not? Get your fight for free. And you know what the best part is? You just use one of these, and then you record it, and then we all have it, instead of having to pay behind a goddamn Flow grappling paywall, which BT dubs, they did flag somebody. I only saw one person get flagged, but they did flag somebody for sharing that footage, and I don't even know that that's theirs. Also, who the fuck, after the first slap, doesn't keep the action on the rest of the fight? Instead, they do one of these. Whoa. At that point, you're pot committed, so keep your goddamn camera on the action. Don't move the camera away because we didn't see the second slap. And you know what happens when people don't see the second slap? They send me notes and they say, hey, Raph, did I hear a second slap? As if I'm supposed to be the fact-checking on this motherfucking thing. When in actuality, I had to be like the rest of you guys and look up the comments to be like, is it up somewhere yet? Because I'm not selling wolf tickets on this shit. And instead, you get the one person who, now that they've gotten the one slap, thinks, uh-oh, better not get the rest of that. I might be in trouble. Fuck no! Now you have a responsibility to the rest of us to record the goddamn thing. And instead, we hear an off-camera slap, which begs the third point and maybe the third consideration on this thing. There was a second slap? Exactly. That's exactly the kind of shit that I get. Just to let you guys know, even when I'm making the point Although if you're doing it to be funny, well played. But I'm just letting you know, this is the shit I get when people go, was there a second slap? Yes, there was. Apparently there was a second slap. We don't know because we just didn't see it on fucking camera. We had to hear it like it was an offstage thing in a play or a movie where it says OS, off stage, you hear a slap. I'm not getting into your question yet. I'm still going. Which brings us to the third consideration, which is, was that staged? I mean, think about it. At this point, Galvo had gone in to a meeting with Mo. And Mo said that they had really come to a good place on it. And that they were moving forward with it. Now, I'm not going to say as much to maybe instigate or postulate that they did it on purpose. But it did seem a little weird to have a dude just get slapped. And then nothing really come of it. Like, Galvo I've seen get up in front of the faces of refs at a Naga. So it's not like he's not afraid of getting in people's faces. So either maybe he was just stunned that the accordance of fights could be ever taken off the mats. Two, maybe he just didn't know Gordon would do that sort of a thing. But Jersey, always going to act Jersey. Or three, did you guys stage that? Because it seems a little odd that you would talk about $1 million. Mo taking the very hardline stance of, I'm not going to pay that. No fight is worth $1 million. Nobody's worth $1 million. So then you create your own drama. And if you are going to stage it, here's a little thing just consider. Don't steal my shit. Because that's exactly what I have done in WWE BJJ. I have the proof. We did it 2 years ago. And now they're literally taking the shit that we did verbatim and putting it on for the rest of America and the world to laugh at. Those are some preliminary thoughts. I have more. We'll get to those in a minute. What's up, Duncan? What's up, Zach? What's up, Kanye? There's a note here. It says, so Galvo is a pussy and Gordon is a goat. I think they're both dumb. Like, there's no way either of those guys comes out as that's the smart guy. There is a way where one person does come out of the situation where you go, maybe Gordon wasn't right, but he did slap you, bro. And you just kind of stood there and took it. That's not going to go well. Any other combat sport might have been some bad news. It says Cowboy Cerrone cashes in a Money in the Bank briefcase and he knocks out Hernandez by head kick. Duncan, that's not a terrible solution that you have here. Ooh, speaking of kicks to the calf, look at this. Bode says, yeah, they're dumb as fuck. Both of them. Anyway, we have Hernandez here. We have Moises here as well. Hernandez is in the red trunks. Moses is in the black trunks. So I don't know if I'm going to call him Moises or Moses. And it says no rights and no wrongs on that, to be honest. Just two meatheads going at it. You said meatheads, and this beer is delicious. I'm just going to say. There's sometimes a behavior that people who do a certain thing exhibit where they act kind of irrationally and highly emotional when they use it. Sometimes when it's not used as much, it seems to happen as well. Just saying. Okay. What do I know? Anyway, kids, we're back to the action on the television. We'll get back to more Gordon and Galvo coverage in a little bit. Good kicks here, though. Moises. I think I want to say Moses, though, showing up. But I think how we gotta do it. It says, I do roids, trust me. That's... I have to say, I think one of the funniest things that we did in the recreation, so we put up our thing that said this was us recreating, or not recreating, that was them recreating what we did. And somebody put to one of my buddies, they go, I know roids when I see them. And I thought, oh shit, they thought we're doing roids? That's amazing. Just think about what would they might react if they see what everybody else saw yesterday. Again, good kick there by Moises. Maybe loses his footing for a split second. They got 2 minutes left to go here. Both the gents, not a terrible first round start, but they're very much downloading each other's game to begin with. Kind of stagger steps here. Hernandez, Moises, back and forth. You're going to see a switch of stance continuously by Hernandez, who does not like to be flat-footed in the least. And it says, Alex is a great fighter. If he weren't that cocky, he'd be top level right now. Sure. I don't know how cocky he is, honestly. It's difficult to kind of rein in a lot of these fighters, because I do believe you have to have a level of confidence. And I think even the way, even when I watched Vince's promo that he was doing, Vince was just cutting a good promo. But if you talk to Vince, he's not really somebody who goes, he's going to need to eat, sleep, and breathe my name. No, Vince doesn't say that shit. I think Vince just knows how to cut a good promo. So I don't know. I always try to reserve a little bit of it to when I can finally talk to them, because then I feel I can kind of navigate a conversation to get a better understanding. And there are some fighters that I have interviewed who are extremely cocky, who I think to myself, are they good? Are they that person all the time? Even Gordon, when he's off camera, is very approachable and, all things considered, not a douchebag. So it's tricky, man. I will tell you guys, though, that the person who puts the camera down still is my fucking favorite. 38 seconds left to go. Not too much there. What is up, Reeb? What's up, Taylor? Welcome to the show. We're doing a fight companion for today's UFC Vegas 20. What is up, Donna Gonzalez? Look at this. Got 10th Planet royalty coming in today. Obviously, 10th Planet enjoying all things Atos and Danaher Death Squad from the sidelines. Man, Moises read both of those very nicely. Now he's got Hernandez a little bit on the back pedal. But that is going to be the end of this. What a good first round. What is that? Harabotond? I don't know how to say that one. But welcome. Glad you're here. All right, let me catch up on this. And it says, top level is what regard? The UFC in general is top level, but I don't see Hernandez as a top 10 fighter at 155. I don't even know that question is to me. I'm not the one calling him a top tier elite. So maybe you guys are fighting with each other in the comment section. I'll leave you to that for a split second while I take care of a cheers for the greater part of the community and, just to kind of keep things on the up and up here, kids. We also got a like and a share. And if you want to get a toast, aka all you have to do is give us a like and a share on Facebook. And this third one goes out to friend of the show, Howard Shaw. Check this out, though. Howard Shaw is a friend of the show. What is up? Gohanson, Jelbinia. Okay. Howard Shaw, thank you so much for giving us a like and a share over on the Facebook. In case you didn't know, Howard Shaw was one of the first people who said, hey, you know what? Can I do this Zoom work from home thing? And that was before the pandemic. So we're all just following in his footsteps now. So cheers to you, Howard Shaw, and thank you for being a real trailblazer for the rest of us who never want to go and show back into our jobs ever again. About. My nickname is Portuguese for the goat. The animal, I mean. It's beautifully said, about. You can call me the Goda. That's so stupid. Don't do that. I was about to say, if you call him the Goda, I was like, I'm not getting another acronym to an acronym. That sounds really stupid. It'll be like, call me the Goda. Dude, I just barely learned Go. I'm not going to pick up another one. Ooh, look at this. Moises seeing Hernandez slipping just a little bit there, and it looked like he was starting to capitalize on it. Now charging ahead. This will be very fun to watch as he progresses him, walks him down a little bit more. The stagger step by Hernandez is something to play around with. And it says live in-play wagering after round 1. Alexander Hernandez is now plus 110. Thiago Moises is down at negative 150, which totally makes sense. So very interesting to see how the live in-play is taking place. Moises putting up his hands as if to say, bro, come get me. It is also very weird to see the UFC like continuously put up like Black History Month when there are no Black History fighters in there at all right now. Anyway, I mean, GOAT, I'm drunk, sorry. Bro, listen, the fact that you are misspelling things is all the more indicative of the reasons why we are happy you are here. And yes, I do see I will have to give another toast on out to friend of the show. One, Adam Woods, thank you very much for the share. Appreciate you so much, my friend. You're doing good things out there in the community, in the world. I like saying the community. And it says, Andre always skips leg day. Yo, bro, I don't think I want to talk. Like, honestly, my fucking chicken legs are a family byproduct. I was training pretty profusely and they would not bulk up. So it's a real syndrome. Think about who you're affecting when you say comments like that. But yes, Woods, I'll get you another toast here in a minute. What is up, Un Gran Sario? Welcome to the show. We're watching us some UFC Vegas 20. Ooh, that looked pretty, though. Moises coming in with a nice spinning roundhouse. Does not really connect. Gets blocked. Sure looked nice. Give him that. It says Hernandez literally leads with his head out there on a platter. Yeah, I can see that. I think Hernandez really is trying to bait him into a counter situation. But that stagger step that he has there, every time he does it, it just looks like Moises has read it. Be different also if Hernandez could withstand punches like that all day long or kicks to that section. But you are seeing Moises ahead on the head strikes. But look at those leg kicks, though. Hernandez has 10 leg kicks. I will say there is a weirdness if you guys have ever sparred with anybody in boxing to people who do that sort of approach where they just kind of put their head on out there and you go, is this a trick? You baiting me, dude? Because I really don't want to get punched back by you. It'd really be inconvenient for me. So, Andrew, I noticed you switched from the online version of it on YouTube and Facebook to here on the Instagram. Does this have a faster time reaction? Are you hearing us more in real time to what you're watching there? I'm curious because I try to get a sense of how this works. And I usually know our Facebook is behind by about a good 20, 30 seconds to where we are on air. But I think that's because Facebook and all those other channels be weird, yo. We do have some people who literally just press pause and then hang back with us for a split second. But I would be curious to know those things. 10 seconds left in round number 2, and Hernandez still moving all over the place, trying to get a little bit something started there. And it says, when I'm watching the fights in the basement, this is from Ben Folks, I'd have to mute it so I can tell whether the shouting is coming from my upstairs children. Is we're having so much fun shouting or someone is badly injured shouting? Man, that is hard being a father. Thank God I'm not. It says, I didn't really notice a difference. I was actually going to ask if it made a difference to you, but needless to say, I'm here on Instagram. I mean, listen, dude, there are some days that when we have guests or a panel, we don't do it on Instagram. I don't really care where you watch it. Ideally, I'd love for people to all be on the Facebook and the YouTube, but everybody watches their shit differently. We've had days where we've had a lot of people in the Instagram one that are more people in here than they would be on the broadcast. And then we've had days where the broadcast, the main one, blows everything out of the water. I just like to let people know that we're doing it and have fun. Because we're here for a while. This is a marathon, kids. We don't just show up and go, I think we'll do one fight. I'll have a little gingerly beer, and then I'll get back to my day. No, kids. I ruin my day. All the time. It says, Alex doing great, but I have Thiago winning the fight. Okay. Let's see if you are correct in the last round. Whew. Moises. Nice little hook there on the button. It says, let's go, Moises. Ooh, nice kick there by Moises as well. I mean, here's the good news. If you were complaining about him sticking his face out there on a platter, now you're starting to see Moises connect a little bit more with it. That's to say, I am a little done with this bullshit, you dick. I'm gonna keep fucking hitting you, dude. .410 on my clock. Hopefully you are somewhere in that vicinity. Look at this. Another MSI, TJ 5004, showing up in the broadcast. It has been a while since I have trained with that guy. Much love to you, bro. Watching us some UFC Vegas 20. How have you been, sir? I had one of my friends message me. Ooh, I didn't think he was going to be able to pull up that single leg. I thought he was going to eat something for that. TJ, what's up? Let's roll. Yeah, dude, I'm trying to roll with you soon, man. We'll arrange something. We'll make something happen here. I'm hoping that you have plateaued on your jiu-jitsu so that my plateau is like same with yours, and then I can just try and beat you. Because if you got better, that is going to be problematic for me at this juncture. But I'm going to still beat you up with some WWE BJJ because I can. 3 minutes left. Last round. I mean, I have to give it to Hernandez. It is tough to keep that stagger step for that long. I usually give up after about the first 30 seconds. Knockdown there by Moises. That's that beautiful kind of like Muay Thai knockdown that you get to see whenever you go to a kickboxing show. I think Moises really trying to swing for these fences here. A couple of these kicks and strikes coming with a little bit more power there. Almost as if he was almost saying like, yeah, I'm going to save these for the third round. Let's see if I can really connect with this guy at any of these points. And it says, jump on the YouTube version because you can monetize it this way. I appreciate that. Pay Raph. Hashtag pay Raph. Yeah, I don't know, man. I always look at these pay structures and I always think like, when I see the other shows that go, give us this, I always go, I don't think our audience is ever going to give anybody anything. I think they just expect it to exist. But in due time, we'll figure out something. We will make this somehow work. And it says, aren't we all blue belts? I was a blue belt like 3 years ago, dude. But I might have returned back to a blue belt in the time that pandemic has happened, if we're being honest. Rafa Esparza was a purple belt, slid back down. But yes, according to Woods, I appreciate that, my friend. It is a fucking crazy place. YouTube is also very good to us in the sense that it gives me really good analytics, so I know sometimes where our audiences come from, and that's great. And it says, I'm a blue belt, but definitely a white belt. That's a great comment. I think that most people can relate to that. You know what it was? I asked Jean-Jacques Machado, because he did a Zoom with my school right at the beginning of pandemic, and he was just checking in on all of his affiliates. And he just goes, hey, are you guys okay? And I go, Jean-Jacques, real question. I don't remember how many stripes I had. Real talk, I don't. But also, is there a possibility I'm going to go backwards? Am I going to lose my purple belt? And he just goes, no. You're a purple belt. You will always be a purple belt. Just wear it. You're a purple belt. And I go, I know you're saying this inspirational stuff, and I know it's nice. But also, like, are you going to test this again? Because if you're going to test this, I don't think that's going to go well for me. Abode says, I'm a blue belt. Well, you guys are blue belts. That's fine. Talk it out amongst yourselves. I still have the honor and ability to miss the warm-ups. That is my job. And I do. Last 10 seconds here. Moises coming in with a few kicks. And it says, bro, that was crazy. That's a great name, by the way. That has to be fun to tell people when they say, hey, where can I follow you on Instagram? Bro, that was crazy. Okay, but like, what's your name? Bro, that was crazy. Okay, I'm not doing this with you, dude. It says, you shot Jean-Jacques Machado, but did you shoot the deputy? Gonna pass on this one politely. Just gonna say, listen, I don't need anything to be taken out of context that I said some shit about Jean-Jacques Machado. As is, he already knows that I do a lot of nonsense, and we generally understand each other on that level. For example, when he sees me walk into class when I do go to visit headquarters, he definitely does say the following. He'll see me and go, podcast man, where's the microphone? I'm like, I'm literally here to take a class. I pay for this. Like, what the fuck do you mean? But he's near and dear. It says, didn't Edson Hanoi demote himself? He did. Though, I don't know, man. That is pretty great to, like, drop your belt in the center of the mat and just go, I choose not to acknowledge myself as a black belt anymore. Here's what's good about this fight. You do have to admire Hernandez for putting his hand up and really believing he won that fight. And they are commenting on it. They are mentioning how he seems perplexed. Thiago Moises' coach did not look like he had a firm lift on getting up his fighter. There was some legit concern that he might have to tumble his way out of that one. It says, Jean-Jacques English is my dream language. That's amazing. Jean-Jacques speaks solid English. But he also does it in the way that makes it sound very, like he's teaching you something, like in a movie. So it's like when Jean-Jacques says something that's very profound and very simple, he'll like let you know, like, Hoffa, maybe you should try not being bad at jiu-jitsu. And then I'll like go out of there and be like, no, Jean-Jacques blew my mind. Why didn't I just try not to be bad at jiu-jitsu? What's wrong with me? That's stupid. So, he does have that going. All right, here's what we're going to do, kids. We're going to take a short little break, I think. Is that what we're doing? Yeah, let's take a short break. We're going to return. Everybody go take a bathroom break. Take a few minutes off. We're going to come right back here. We're going to do the actual main card in about 5-10 minutes time. But you can catch us back at Grappling Hour on all the major areas. And then you guys come right back here on our Instagram. We're going to start the dream all over again and finish out the night strong with some main card action. Much love to you guys.